Hey, what's up guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, I'm going to take you guys across the country from Washington to the Quad Cities and the Central Plains, clear up to Maine. There was an object spotted in the sky last night in all of these locations, and I received video footage from these different locations, and it looks like they may have seen the same object. And from these locations, we're going down to Chiefland, Florida, where you're going to see a dark object in the daytime sky that occurred just this morning. Also, I received video footage of the sun behind wildfire smoke and some sort of a weird anomaly that appeared in this video here that was submitted by Jay, and that video footage was taken yesterday around 4:30 p.m. We'll come back and check that out here in just a moment, but first, over here at the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Tom out of Kansas City, Kansas, of some lightning coming down out of the clouds, and it looks like it was making contact with these power lines here in Kansas City, Kansas. Really cool photo. Checking in on the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center. Once again, another strong solar flare. It wasn't the strongest we've seen here in the last couple of days, but there was a shock wave that you can see here came off the Earth-facing side of the sun that was detected by the ionosphere. This one here occurred just recently from the smaller solar flare right there. The shock wave that you just saw was from the M1 class solar flare that occurred right there from that active region that contains beta, gamma, delta magnetics that could produce X-class solar flares, that one right there. And over here on the eastern side of the sun, there's a very large sunspot that's turning towards the Earth right now as I do this video. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. Nothing major going on, but there still seems to be a persistent flow of small earthquakes over here on the eastern side of the supervolcano. I want to take you guys now down to Chiefland, Florida. You're going to see a dark object in the daytime sky, and this occurred just this morning, a few hours ago. I just got this video footage from right here in Chiefland, and you're going to see a dark object. I don't know what this is. It could be nothing at all. Video footage sent in by Gilbert Rd from 5/29/23. Video footage was taken at 10 o'clock this morning when they looked up and saw this dark object cruising through the daytime sky. Just something you don't see every day. Doesn't necessarily look like anything nefarious. It wasn't making any sound, didn't have any blinking lights. Could be something as simple as a collection of large dark balloons, but you don't see any wobbling around. It looks pretty stationary, kind of looks solid. It does have some reflectivity, and it has something moving on the back side of the object. I'm going to zoom in even closer, and you're going to be able to see what looks like maybe a rudder or something on the back, but it doesn't necessarily look like a traditional blimp. It looks smaller than a blimp. So again, nothing nefarious here. I don't know what we've got going on. And this last segment here, I do some enhancement work to it. You can see right there, I just kind of flip the color a little bit in the lighting, looking for any possible different features, and you can still see that thing on the backside that's moving around. Looks like maybe some sort of a weird blimp. It's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30, maybe 35 feet long, and looks to be about 10, maybe 15 feet tall. Once again, that was spotted this morning in Chiefland, Florida. I want to take you guys now from Florida up to Washington. Here we go. Something was spotted in the sky last night, coast to coast, from the west coast to the east coast, obviously not at the same time. This first object was spotted by Tracy last night around sunset, and then it just disappears about as quick as she sees it. It goes over here, makes a right-hand turn, and vanishes. Some sort of a large white object. And notice at the beginning of the video how far away she was from this object. So it was decent size, whatever it may be. It was moving through the sky at a pretty good pace, makes a right-hand turn, and disappears. Looks almost like a large white balloon, but it's not necessarily behaving like a large white balloon. It just vanishes right there, and it doesn't necessarily go into the clouds. It just kind of disappears. And I didn't spend a whole lot of time on this thing because the video was only like 10 seconds long. She just saw it long enough to get a small video clip of it, and then it disappeared. That was a enhanced version looking for any possible features, and you can clearly see it just disappeared into thin air. We're going from Washington to the Quad Cities. This video footage was submitted by Mike. He took this video at 10:02 p.m. last night. You're going to see a bright object moving through the nighttime sky, and you're going to see the same object up in Connecticut. You're going to see what looks like the same object up in Maine. And this has similarities to what we just saw up in the state of Washington. Obviously, it's dark. It's not in the daytime sky, but it's some sort of a round, bright object in the sky, and it looks to be about the same altitude as the object that we just saw over in Washington. Right here's a close-up view of the object, not moving moving very fast. I don't think it's the space station. Wasn't making any sound, doesn't have any blinking lights. I'm going to fast forward this just a little bit because this video was about a minute long, and it's just of that light moving through the nighttime sky, going from the Quad Cities to Milford, Connecticut. Video footage submitted by Scott, also from last night, and you're going to see what looks like the same exact object. Right there it is, moving across the sky at about the same speed, about the same altitude. To me, it looks like the same exact object. Here's another view of the object as it's going away from Scott's field of view. Doesn't appear to be the space station. Right there, it looks like it kind of sped off out of his field of view and disappeared. Now we're going from Connecticut up to Maine, and it looks like the same object in the sky. Looks to be about the same altitude, moving at about the same speed, about the same size, about the same brightness. So I don't know if all of these people quite possibly could have seen the same object a couple thousand miles apart last night. He did say in the video right there from his location in Maine that this object was flying towards the coast. That would be out towards the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know if it was moving directly across the Atlantic. I don't know if it was moving to the southeast or to the northeast. If it was going in that specific direction, then it could be the space station. But if it was moving directly east, then it probably wasn't the International Space Station. But it looks very similar, if not identical, to what was seen in Connecticut by Scott, to what was seen by Mike in the Quad Cities, and what was seen right before sunset clear out here in the state of Washington, about 2,300 miles away. Got some video footage now I want to share with you guys. I don't know the location. That's why I always emphasize, please include the date, location, and time if you can in these videos. But either way, this video is from yesterday. It was submitted by Jay, and the video was taken at 4:33 p.m., and it's of the sun setting behind the wildfire smoke somewhere in either Canada or in the Central Plains of the United States. This first segment is of the sun obviously getting ready to set over here in the western sky. I don't know if that's part of this tree here. I couldn't see a branch extending over into that direction. I looked very close. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. Some sort of a weird anomaly in a video of the sun setting behind the wildfire smoke. And then there's some sort of a black object that appears to be stationary. It's not moving. It doesn't appear to be the same shape as these leaves over here. And if you look real close, and I did, you don't see a branch extending over like in the field of view of his video. So I don't know what we've got going on here, and I'm not going to speculate too much. Again, I'll leave this one up to you guys to decide. And as you can see, I enhanced that segment a few times, and I was looking for that branch, if that is in fact what that is, maybe a leaf or something sticking out over into the field of view. So again, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. Some sort of a weird anomaly at sunset from May 28th of 2023. This video too was from last night. And here's the second video he submitted. There's clearly nothing in this field of view but the sun behind wildfire smoke as it's sitting in the western sky. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. Look for this red tab that says Have a Large Video. Simply drag and drop your video into the red tab. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.